Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be ranking every single iCarly special length episode. Now, iCarly throughout its run has so many episodes that they had advertised as special episodes, even though they're just regular 30-minute episodes. For example, I Saved Your Life comes to mind, but today I'm going to be ranking actual special episodes that were an hour long or 90 minutes long, or one case where it's 2 hours long. And iCarly actually had more special length episodes than any other show on children's television. iCarly, throughout its entire run from 2007 to 2012, gave us a total of 10 special length episodes. And I think the reason they did so many was to build viewership and gain a lot of viewers. And it did work because during its run, iCarly was one of the most popular shows on children's entertainment ever. It consistently got exceptionally high ratings, and I have a whole video talking about that. I'll link it down below. But as for today, we are going to rank all 10 special length episodes of iCarly. And just a quick disclaimer, iCarly is the type of show where some sources say that the show has 5 seasons, some say 6, some say 7. It depends on who you're talking to. As for me, I'm just gonna list every episode that I talk about under its production code, just to avoid any confusion. Alright, enough with the boring stuff, let's get started.
What are those?
On the shelf there?
Uh-huh.
Those are Pee-wee babies.
I thought those were Pee-wee babies.
Yeah. Do you have some?
I used to. So, whose are these?
Mine? Pretty sweet, huh?
In this episode, Carly dates a bad boy named Griffin, who is played by Drew Roy, who also played Jesse on Hannah Montana. The reason that this episode is dead last for me is because I personally feel like it didn't need to be a 1 hour special. It could have easily just been a regular 30-minute episode, because the subplot with Sam having nightmares that a monster is eating her soup, that was very unnecessary. We didn't really need that. Also, you can tell that this episode wasn't originally supposed to be an hour-long special because it's they filmed one part of the episode and then months later they filmed the other part, which is very, very weird. To me, at least, because usually when they film hour-long specials, 90-minute specials, or whatever, it's usually back to back to back, part 1, part 2, part 3, until the thing is finished. And also, the whole plot line of Carly not liking the bad boy because he has, a Beanie Baby collection. I thought, of all people, Carly would be, cool with that. But anyways, this episode is just not it.
We love all fans of iCarly.
Totally.
The average fans?
The super fans.
The psycho fans?
Even the super psycho fans.
But iCarly is not really about our romantic relationships.
I mean, sure, we're better than average looking teenagers with those feelings.
But iCarly's about comedy. Stupid, pointless comedy.
This episode, I also feel like it didn't need to be a 1 hour special. Yes, we got Jack Black in it, and it had a very interesting concept with iCarly doing a whole panel. But again, it had so many filler scenes that if they were taken out, it could have made for a stronger 30-minute episode. But instead, we just get a very watered down hour-long special.
$500,000. How are we supposed to get that much money, huh? How?
Oh, give it up, we're not.
Well, then the NCC is gonna shut us down, so goodbye, iCarly.
Oh, that web show is my life. My life, Carly.
You and your dumb pants, you just had to buy street pants.
How many times you want me to say I'm sorry?
500,000?
Fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stop it.
Alright, the Jimmy Fallon episode. Just a little fun fact, because of this episode, I thought that Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey were a couple. I thought they were married, because they both appear in this episode, together while they're video chatting the iCarly gang. But anyways, this is the episode where Gibby's pants falls down and the whole country sees his private parts, basically. Okay, so I actually feel bad about this episode because I feel had this episode been in an earlier season, maybe it would have done better. And by that I mean the last season of iCarly, even the very best episodes from the last season feel like a zombie version of everything from the earlier seasons. I don't know what it is. It's just the last season of this show is just so stale. I just feel like had this episode occurred earlier in the show's timeline, it would have made a much bigger impact on the show in general. Like more people would talk about it, more people would remember it, just because it has Jimmy Fallon guest starring. They go to New York City. iCarly is about to get shut down for good by the FCC. All these high stakes are very, very interesting, and it's a very interesting plot. Clearly deserved to be an hour-long special, which it was, but it didn't really get that many viewers. It didn't really make that much of a splash, and I think the only reason for that is because it was released during the last season of iCarly.
Why'd you close the door?
Oh, because I can't let you leave.
Locked.
What do you mean you can't let us leave?
I mean that tonight was the first time in my life I was ever popular. You're angels that were sent to me to change my life. I can't let my angels fly away.
All right, so iPsycho, in my opinion, is the most overrated episode of iCarly. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. This is the origin of Nora Dershlit, the crazy fangirl who locked Carly, Sam, and Freddie in her house. But this episode makes me feel so weird because I end up feeling so bad for Nora. Even though I know she's, like, in the wrong, yes. But, like, she has nobody. Like, her parents weren't there. She has a miserable life. So we see the humanity in her craziness. But, yeah, she was wrong and she got the beat down by Gibby. That was interesting. I think this was actually the last episode where he, like, took off his shirt.
Thanks for taking care of me.
Come on. We both know I'm a big, tall, goofy man-child. You took care of yourself.
Yeah, maybe in some ways, but you've always made me laugh and feel safe. Shown me that being a grown-up doesn't mean you have to stop being silly, creative, and fun.
Alright, so now we have the iCarly finale, iGoodbye. Now, this finale is very weird to me. I'm comparing it to other Disney and Nickelodeon finales. The first half of the episode doesn't really feel like a finale. It just feels like a weird zombie thing. Like I said, the whole final season of iCarly is just very, very weird. Like, it's so slow-paced. But as soon as Carly's dad shows up, that's when the episode picks up. I actually wish that they hadn't waited so long to build up to the father. Not for the whole show, that was worth it. I'm just talking about in the final episode. I wish that the dad showed up in the beginning of the final episode and was there throughout the entire hour-long special, just so that we could see more of his character and more of his presence, you know? I liked that the whole show he was mentioned and we never got to see him until now, which was the intention years before the finale had aired. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. This is Victoria Justice's most interesting role of all time. She literally played a martial arts prodigy, kickboxing and destroying girls' faces all across the nation. And this episode was really funny to me because it's another example of how this show predicted influencer culture. This episode aired in 2009. 10 years later, YouTubers are boxing each other in public and people are watching. And it's like a thing now. This whole show actually predicted influencer culture. Like I said, the special I Start a Fan War, that's like a whole panel of the influencers talking about their work and meeting with fans at like a convention type thing. This show predicted that as well. It's so trippy. It's like iCarly literally went into 2015, took some notes, and then somebody time traveled back to 2007 and told them everything about the future. I also thought the side plots in this episode were funny, like Spencer having the whole allergy medication side effects. And then when Sam and Carly did the press conference and then Carly knocked over the grandmother, that helped to build up the hype and the suspense, and I liked it. This is prime iCarly right here.
Okay, this is out of control. We've been here for 15 hours and we want to leave. Open this door! No! We may never open that door! That's right!
Because my birthday party shall go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
This episode is so much better than the original iPsycho. For one thing, that feeling of awkwardness is gone for me because we see that Nora is crazy and that her parents are crazy too. Like, she's not alone, so I don't have to feel bad for her and everything. And two, Nora ramped up the craziness because now she got Spencer locked on the wheel. Tebow and Miss Benson come to save the day, Vincent Bensons. And this episode, I remember it aired on New Year's Eve 2011, so like the day before 2012. I remember watching this episode live and I thought it was so cool. I just didn't think it was cool how they forgot about Gibby. But yeah, this episode was part of the second to last season of iCarly. This episode brought back little things from the previous seasons, like Freddie having a chip in his head, Sam having the shock pen, and like I said, the Fenton Bensons. And it was just another reminder to me that this season should have been the last season of iCarly. Like, we shouldn't have gotten that last season of iCarly. This season should have been the last one because it was really, really solid.
And he even gave us both the exact same charm bracelet.
Oh, when he gave you yours, did he say
It's one of a kind, just like you?
Alright, the simple fact that iCarly and Victorious are crossovering makes this episode top 3. Like, what an iconic episode. And this episode was actually technically a TV film because once a special is 90 minutes or longer, it's not considered a special anymore. It's just considered a TV movie. The only issue that I had with this episode was that I felt like it was trying to give every character too much screen time. Like, it took a long time for iCarly to party with Victorious. Because they had to do a little setting up here, a little setting up there, and then we build up to it and build up to it, and then boom. But once we get there, it's pretty interesting. We get the party, we get the rap battle, Sam versus Rex. We also get the mashup of both shows' theme songs, Leave It All to Me and Make It Shine. And then together it's Leave It All to Shine. And that is like one of the best songs I ever heard. It sounds like heaven, truly. But this special is just, it's so long. And even the 90-minute version is not the full version. There's a 2-hour version of this crossover somewhere, but I don't know where the extended version is. I don't know how to find it. Apparently, in the extended version, it's revealed that Tebow is the panda that's going around and swatting people on the butt during the party. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good special. It was a pretty big deal. And to me, iParty with Victorious kind of marks the end of the golden age of iCarly because the next 2 seasons after this episode are when the show starts to go a little downhill for me.
May I help you? Yeah, we're checking in.
Oh, honeymoon couple.
No, my name's Carly Shea. We have reservations through the iWeb Awards.
Yes, let me check and see what room you are in.
This is a catastrophe! You must speak with me now!
Excuse me, but we were here first.
Fermez la bouche! I was supposed to have a separate room for my puppet.
Your puppet?
Look, I've had a really tough day, which included jumping out of a cargo plane full of possums and wandering in the Japanese wilderness for 7 hours, so
Alright, so I know people have been wanting an official movie from iCarly, but technically they already have one, and it's I Go to Japan. I Go to Japan is a 90-minute TV movie following the cast of iCarly as they get accepted into like an award show called the iWeb Awards, and they have to fly to Japan, but hijinks ensue, of course. Now, this episode really felt like an adventure. It hit all the marks of like what I want an iCarly adventure to be. It used all 90 minutes very well. It was funny, it was witty. Yes, there were inaccuracies because of course there were. It's iCarly. But I really like this TV movie. This was intended to be the season 2 premiere. However, it aired like a couple episodes in. I don't know, due to scheduling conflicts or whatever. But I really liked it.
Guys, get back inside. It's way too dangerous to be out there without a harness.
Yeah, I don't think so. I ain't going nowhere.
Give me that back!
So this is the episode where Carly and Sam have their biggest fight of all time. They get so mad at each other that they decide to quit making iCarly. You might remember this is where Carly and Sam are outside on the window platform, you know, where the window washers clean the thing. And then the window washer platform breaks and then Carly is left dangling 10 stories above the city. Her and Sam, it's a whole thing. And oh my goodness, the drama, the suspense. This episode is iconic, and at the time it was the most viewed episode of iCarly ever, with almost 9 million viewers. But then the episode after this was I Saved Your Life, which became iCarly's most watched episode of all time. But yeah, this episode was an event. Everybody talked about it. Literally top 3 iCarly episodes of all time. It's probably the best episode of iCarly ever. It's the #1 iCarly special, in my opinion. Anyways, that's it for my ranking. Tell me what you think. Do you have a different ranking than me? What's your favorite iCarly special or your favorite special from any type of show? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.